shall dragonkind bring fire to mortal war. Your wrath is not of this world. Your strength belongs to sky, wind, story, and silence.
I spent the last years thinking that I did something wrong, that I was not fast enough, that I was not good enough, that I failed Jarek. That when they let me go from that prison and they kept him, I told them that I would not go without him, and they just let me go, and I thought I'd done something wrong, that it was my fault?
It wasn't your fault, mate.
But he let me think it was.
Me too. You, little one. You in on this business arrangement as well, are you?
I'm gonna be really honest, I have no idea what's happening right now.
We had a heist, and it went badly. They came, they found us, we had to escape. I told them that I would hold them off. I'm good at talking my way out of things. But Jarek did not go. He tripped, he fell. They left. It was both of us. We both got captured. They were going to interrogate us, and we were both ready to. And they just said, Oleander, scion of the Goldenwood Grove, you can walk out. And they would not let me stay. And that was the last time Grub spoke to me. And I don't know why you would do this. What?
It's time to step away, is what it is. Little one. Come here. And I'm gonna reach out for Cal's hand.
Yeah, Cal's gonna take Grub's hand and step next to them.
The two of you walk out of the room, leaving Zell and Oleander. Oleander looks like he's taking a ring off of his hand.
Here. And I just toss it at his feet, and I walk.
And we hear the clang of the jewelry onto the stone flooring. And Oleander's hooves that you know and have memorized as you hear him leaving, and you are left alone.
I just take a seat on the ground. And I just sit there.
We begin with Grub. Grub, where are you right now? In your cabin. Oh, yes. What does your cabin look like right now?
My cabin is, it's usually a bit run down, but cozy, like. Bit worn, seen better days, but it's home, you know. It's a bit different than usual now, though.
Yeah, I think, why is that?
You see, I had this idea.
Hmm.
But maybe there was something that I could do about this whole situation. Now, I'm not the smartest person. I'm not the sharpest tool in the picnic box, if you know what I mean. But
I don't think that's very fair, but go on.
well, I just thought I could maybe put 2 and 2 together and maybe come out with 4. So it's a little messier, shall we say, in here than usual. Although maybe actually it's more organised than it's ever been. And
I think maybe you know where everything is, because I'm looking at the wall here and I don't really know exactly what I'm seeing. Could you explain what I'm looking at?
Well, listen, so it started with this bit of paper over here because I just thought that it would be really useful to put
Chronological
timing of events
You got it.
in a row. You see, and then I just thought, well, I'll underline this bit because I think that's important. If you see that bit, that's a T. And then I thought, well, I need a little bit more room, so I put this one up. And then I ran out of paper. So then that's what that bit of fabric is. And you see all that pin in there and that pin in there. Well, that just marks that bit of the map because I thought that was probably quite important. I paid attention to that. And then there's the piece of stone that I pulled out of the bottom of my trousers because I thought that was probably important. And then I just so then that's linked to that one with that bit of string and then that bit, and then before you know it, it's kind of a bit wallpaper. And I didn't really realise it had got this good bad. Here we are.
Here we are. What do the colors of the chalk mean?
Right. Well, this one over here, that's
like a blue, right? Teal?
Yeah. So that's about the locations. That's about how we get there, how we find him. That's about that bit. And then if you look over there, see, this is the point where I ran out of colours because I only really had one, so I had to just figure it out. But then this little parcel arrived on my doorstep and it's just like tied up with this lovely, it's just special. And it had some colours in it, which is just,
Interesting.
gift from the gods, as it were. So that's why it's like pink. But I can't say that these were colours that I would have picked, but they're the colours that I had, so we just went with it, all right. So that's this bit here. And then that one corresponds to, the powers that be and trying to figure out what that bit over there is. And then if you look
that's
at pink,
the green.
well, that's...
Okay, I see. Okay.
Right.
Got it.
And then the pink over there, that's the unknowns. That's the question marks. That's the, what the hell is this?
Okay.
Sort it out, Grub.
All right. Sorted
It
out.
makes
Grub.
sense,
It
see?
makes sense now that you explain
Right.
it. Perfect sense.
Right. It's messier but tidier.
Quick question though. Has anyone seen this? Have you shown anyone this?
Just feel like they might get the wrong idea.
So it would be really bad if someone showed up unannounced.
Well, they wouldn't come in, that's for sure.
I suppose we'll see about that, because there's someone there right now. He's kind of waiting to knock on the door because he's, I don't know, nervous, maybe? How are you feeling, Oleander?
As you know, I'm always feeling perfect. Always confident, always perfect, always... I am not knocking on a door, not for any particular reason. I have not decided to knock on the door yet. At the moment, I am just enjoying the nature around this place, as opposed to, this is why I'm not knocking. I'm not knocking. I am just not knocking, because I'm not knocking. I'm not knocking, but I would knock. There is no reason for me not to knock. It is not as if this whole thing is awkward, because I don't believe in awkwardness, because everything is fine. But, and I will be just knocking on the door any moment.
Any second
it
now.
smells so... Yes, just right now. But before I do, it is very... The sun... and also the
beautiful.
trees. It's beautiful.
There's a light breeze.
Yes, and my dragon is over there. I think there is a small lake. My dragon is having a little bath in. I noted that my dragon's a little dirty, but not
looks
like in a
like-
good, fun way.
They're gesturing at you. What is that? What does that mean?
They think that I should not knock on the door because they think that, I don't know, they've been a little strange recently, my dragon. I don't know why. A little bit like, I've been wanting to come over here to Grub's for some time now, but my dragon has been, pushing me to do other things and... well, to be honest, it was not very hard to get me to not come back here. I mean, I do need to, and I have no problem knocking on the door, which I have not yet done.
Right. But you're not knocking.
That's right. I'm just distracted.
Yeah, and I'm distracting you. So really, it's my fault.
Yes, you...
Yes.
Yes, that's right. It is not... okay.
Just a final question.
Yes.
How long has it been since you've talked to Grub?
Well, I am not talking to Grub.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
I have been busy.
And Grub's probably been pretty busy.
I don't want to bother Grub. I mean, it was, I can be a bit...
But you parted on good terms, right?
Yes. Sometimes when you have someone who you really like, who you think is very admirable, and honest and brave and like a very good person, and then for some reason they don't like you very much, and you think it's because maybe you are a terrible person, because you did not do the things you need to do,
No,
and
I have
so
no
that you
idea
have
what
somehow...
that's like. I'm just kidding. That's incredibly relatable. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. That you have disappointed them, and you don't know why or how. And so then you don't talk to them, and then maybe they think that you don't like them, and it becomes all this thing, and it's a couple years, and
It spirals.
it spirals, and then you find out that actually this is not what happened, and there's a whole nother thing, and it was all a misunderstanding, but it was not a misunderstanding. It was sort of like a deliberate deception from someone else, and so everything you thought that
I've never
is not
been
what
in
it
that
was.
situation. That was out of pocket.
Oh, okay. Okay, so that one is not so relatable to you.
No.
But then how do you come back to this? How do you say, oh, look, we could have been friends all along? And then...
Well, I have a suggestion.
Yes.
Knock.
My dragon says I should not knock.
And there's a knock on the door.
You hear a whole lot of shuffling inside.
It's a lot of shuffling.
And then you hear the very characteristic stomp, stomp, stomp that you'll recognize. And the door creaks open as Grub's face fills the crack in the door.
Hello. I did not see you there. I was just passing by in the, in the forest in the middle of nowhere, just passing by, just, how I do, I wander just a bit. And I thought, here I am. I'm not so far from your cabin, and it's been so long since I have been here. And actually, it has been a very long time since I've been inside, even longer than here. And I just thought, since I'm in the...
Grub comes out of the cabin and closes the door really swiftly behind them. It's good to see you. It's good to see you.
Noticing that the door has been shut. Oh, I probably should not have come. I so sorry. I should... Sorry, I should go. And you can tell that the door being shut behind you sort of reads to Oleander as, oh, this is a shut door. I should not have come. It seems like a rejection that he's taking it that way as a rejection. I am imposing. I am so sorry.
I'll stop you and put my hand on your shoulder. And then look at my hand. And then put it back on your shoulder.
Oh.
And then take it off and put it by my side.
I put my hand on your shoulder. And then I look at my hand, I look at you, I take it off, I put it back on, I take it off, I put it to my side, and then I put my hand up for a high five. Is this how we're doing it now?
As you put your hand up for a high five, I put my opposite hand on your shoulder, so we're like forming an archway between our shoulders. And then I see you immediately put your hand up for a high five, so I pull my hand back. But a high
so
five
I put my hand on your shoulder.
Direction.
Oh, okay. No, okay, then I put my hand back up rather for a high five. Okay.
I put my hand out to shake your hand.
I take your hand in the sort of forearm shake.
The camera immediately cuts to their dragons, who are just looking at each other like, what are they doing? And then back to them.
So, you weren't actually just passing by, were you?
No. Yes. No. I mean, technically, one does have to pass by to get here on the way here. And I did pass by more than once before I actually got here, but that's more like pacing than passing. But pacing and passing are very close in word, just vowel difference in this language, so...
But you knocked this time.
Yes, I did. I mean, I got a message from Cal saying you wanted to talk to me, so I think that is why you...
Cal's, what?
No?
No, I didn't say no. It's just,
'Cause if...
it's just a bit of a mess, and I just feel like maybe... I wasn't expecting visitors, you see, so...
Oh.
But that doesn't mean go. I'm not trying...
I mean, look, I am not here to impose upon your generosity or your heart or anything like this, but I love nature, And I love all of the creatures in nature, including bedbugs. But I do not always want the bedbugs where I am sleeping. I find the bedbugs do not live in the nature. They live in the very cheap inns that one goes to when one is incognito, for example. And they are sometimes...
How do you know about bedbugs?
That I had to go to an inn in incognito to stay somewhere. And they have these bedbugs there. And here's the thing. What is this? If you go live out in the forest, there are no bedbugs. If you live in this, what is this? Tavern, these inns or whatever.
Listen, have you got rid of them? Or are you still...
Yes. No, all of them are gotten rid of.
He scratches his shoulder for those listening. I'm sorry.
Do you know that if you have a bit of fur/bark, they like that? I don't like that. Also, I don't know about cities. I don't like them.
All right, hold on. Grub's going to go back in with round the door, close the door. And I would like to produce from somewhere what I can only describe as a home remedy.
Yes. Should we roll for its effectiveness?
We absolutely should, yeah. Because
Yes,
I don't think I know.
First roll is effectiveness of this home remedy. Would you like to argue your skills here?
I live in the forest.
Yep.
Met a lot of creatures.
Fair enough.
I've seen some pretty terrifying inns in my time. And
Bad ins.
I don't want to argue anymore because I'm honestly not entirely sure if it's going to be effective or not.
Well, we'll find out. And also, follow-up question: is there any magic involved, or is it simply the magic of nature, which is magical?
Oh, it's the magic of nature.
Yep,
Yeah, there's no
magical on
magic
its own.
involved. Yeah.
Okay, then.
Grab smash.
Also, the magic of friendship, obviously.
Exactly. And amazing improv.
There's just a little bit of.
Would you like me to roll, Phoebe?
So if there's no magic involved, why don't we go ahead and do... I'm thinking either... Now, hear me out.
The world?
The world, yeah. I'm either thinking that or potentially the mind. I will allow the mind if you want to do that as well, because you are using your knowledge to make some folk remedy. Either one, your choice.
I feel it's probably more world. I've probably scraped this from the floor of the forest and thrown it in a jar and hoped for the best.
Yep. All right, then.
right.
Let's hope for the best.
Is this a basic check and then add the other? Yeah.
Yep. Got it.
And the dice pool size. Oh,
Well, it's your world is the one, yes, and then the other, you get 2 skills. 2, yes? So the world and whatever is your primary primary attribute.
great.
Which I think for you is actually your body, right?
It is. Yep.
Which makes sense because you had to forage and collect all of these things.
What's the difficulty on this, Phoebe?
Easy. I just want to see. Yeah. No. I just want to
Just a
see.
one.
Yeah. I just want to see how well it does. Look at that. Total success is 2.
So I'm going to take.
So this is going to be effective, but can we say maybe like? Actually, I'll let you take it, Troop. You decide.
Please. And I have got fur, but also the type of person I am, I have a little bit of bark sort of embedded in self. It's my little bit mix of 3-person sort of thing. 3 stag type person, a little bit of both.
I love the idea that you're still talking, even though I'm.
Yeah.
Yes. This is what is happening.
He's just kind of just only barely raised his voice, like you can still hear him.
Yes, and then there's fur. They like this. I don't know. Hello.
I squeeze back out the door, and I have a bottle with me with a cork stopper in the top, and it looks kind of like some sort of science experiment. It's got a funnel at the top, and then it's got like kind of a triangular base with a cork stopper in the top.
Yeah,
and it looks almost like a terrarium. It's almost like a closed terrarium. There's like moss, there's a little bit of grit. Like this thing does not look pleasant. And I would like to take the stopper off the top.
Does it smell pleasant?
Oh, hell no.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
it smells like nature. I bet I love it. I mean, people like us love it. I bet the people in the city, they don't love it.
And I will just literally turn it upside down, put it in my hand.
Oh.
Rub my hands together. And just dunk it all over Elliot. I'd like this.
Oh!
And I will avoid the area of the pelvis and then hand Oleander the rest of the bottle. You can sort yourself out there.
Sort yourself out.
I'm going to sneeze. No. Yes. No. Oh. Okay.
Be quick about it. The air
sorry.
doesn't do well with it, if you see what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay, wait. Oh, no. And there's like hooves. Okay, no, that's... Okay, wait. Am I burning?
I
No,
turn
not
around
burning.
and face the door to give Oleander some privacy.
I have my tail. Have to fix the small... It's a very small tail. It's okay. Tail. Okay.
I don't need a commentary. I turned around for a reason.
Okay. I thought you wanted... No progress. I'm making more progress. Okay. Antlers. Funny. Also, I feel like there are small creatures jumping off my body. I feel like I want to also jump off my body because, after all, this smells so fragrant. And now, is this like... Is there menthol in this? Eucalyptus, maybe? I feel like there's definitely eucalyptus in this. Okay, well, no one will ever want to come close to me for the next 3 weeks.
Should help
I'm
with
done.
undercover.
Would you like your
Welcome to my
bottle
world.
back?
I
Hey.
take it from him, but like I touch the bottom and then hold it with pincers like it's contaminated. Put it on the floor outside my cabin, and there's a bucket next to the door, and I just dunk my hands in it, and then dunk them out again. And I'm holding my hands up like you might see a surgeon scrubbing.
You have just washed all that up immediately. Makes me feel like I should wash it off as well, but I feel like you're going to tell me that I should not.
Need to leave that on, mate. More effective the longer you keep it on, see, but I wasn't itching, so here we are.
Okay. Well then. So, do you want to stand outside of your place like awkward, or maybe you can let me inside, or I can also not go inside. But, what a nice day.
All right, hear me out.
Okay.
If I let you in, if I let you in,
Okay.
do you promise to be chill about this?
That I will... well, I'm not asking to move in, so that's first. I am also not very judgy about organizational structures. Like if you have not done the dishes or something, I don't care. I like to sleep in the forest, you know? It's not like I have a lot of... I don't care. The problem with the inns was not that they were messy. They were also very messy. But
all right. Okay. Come on then. And I
Okay.
just open the door.
So thank you. Your place is very okay. Oh, there's pink, there's green, there is, this is an entire wall. This is this, I'm going to guess this is art.
It's art of a sort.
'Cause it looks like some sort of murder board, you know? But that would be weird.
I mean, that's one way to...
Because-
Weird.
Well, I mean, because that would imply you're doing investigations or something into something. And who would do that? What kind
All
of
right,
person
well,
would
nice
do
to see
this?
you. So, I go back and open
Right.
the door again.
Okay, so you did not call me here to maybe talk about this big
Well, I didn't call you
investigation
here,
board?
and then you showed up with bed
didn't?
bugs, and then you didn't even say thank you when I used the last of my remedy on you, and then you came into my home and talked about me being a murderer. So nice to see
Oh,
you.
no, I didn't say you, that I am not that you were a murderer, but that you were investigating a murder. I mean, this looks like what you do when you're searching for a conspiracy, like there's some kind of large conspiracy with people going from more than one city, and they're like perhaps having
sorry.
connections to... What?
So, sorry, are you calling me a conspiracist?
Well, but if there is a conspiracy, if there are people and connections from one city to the next, for example, this one here, yes, this one, that one right there with that pink one there, I don't know what
Yeah.
pink means, and there's this one over here, clearly you don't have a line between them, but I have to tell you that there has been couriers going from this place here. This is, I'm thinking from the ones connected to this line, this line, this line, this line. That is most likely Relon Dusk, yes? And this Relon Dusk, he has sent couriers over to what I think this one here must be what is this, the New Bright Horizon Logging Corporation, yes? You don't have a line between those two, but I am telling you there has been couriers going between Relon Dusk and the New Bright Horizons Logging Corporation without, even though they are quite far apart in terms of cities, but I have tracked their couriers from this one to this one, so there is definitely a line between these two that is without a doubt at least money but also information. Those two definitely are connected, and you do not have a line between them, so I don't know what that is about, because there is definitely a line. And also I don't know what this line is. I don't know this one. What is this one here? This one that goes from Relon Dusk to what is this other one? What is this place? I don't know this one.
All right. You can stay. I kick the door closed.
Oh.
Here, catch. I'm going to throw your ball of string. Go on then, link 'em up.
Well, okay. Spool across there. That one is linked. I have a question for you.
I've got several for you.
Oh, you first.
How do you know that?
Know what?
Gesture at the string that you've just put up.
Oh, because I mean, I'm fast. If you're going to be a courier from point A to point B, I'm going to follow you. And then I'm going to know where you're going. And then I'm going to be traveling against all those places. And there are sometimes...
All right, so, hypothetically,
right.
If you knew that somebody was stuck and you thought that there was a lot of things that might be linked to that person getting stuck. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes. That's not a question, though. That is the first half of the question, but not the second half.
All right.
Oh.
So, listen, right. Here's where it starts. And I point to a piece of paper that describes a kind of holding cell.
Okay. I also imagine that in your scramble at the door, and because he and I took so long to actually convince him to knock, that maybe you've put like a sheet or something over the more sensitive parts of this investigation. Maybe you've pulled up the corner to reveal this one part, or...
So,
yeah.
I think that
I did have a question.
There's a...
Sure. For me?
No.
Oh, okay.
I sell, yes, but I did have a question for you, and that is, where is my family on this board? Because I am seeing personally a lot of links in my from my family to Relon Dusk, to the New Bright Horizons Logging Corporation, also to the Deep Mining Guild, and also a lot of connections between my family and all of those places. So I'm wondering where they are on this board.
Well, that's a good question. And turn around to the perpendicular wall, and there's a window there that's covered by this massive set of curtains. And I go out as if somebody is doing that thing with a double set of doors where they push both doors open and enter, similar gesture. And as I open...
Yank the curtains open, yeah. Okay.
As I yank the curtains open, it becomes very evident that there is no window behind these curtains. It's just more papers,
You've
more...
blackout
string.
covered it, yeah, with like cardboard or something. Okay.
So this is some of what I know. And if you trace the line, and I pick up a piece of string that's trailing on the floor but connected to some of the stuff that Oleander has been pointing at, and I pick it up, it's already got a little loop in the end, and I hook it over a pin on a spot that was behind the curtain. If you see what I'm saying. Writing. Wallpapering.
Yeah. Right. Well, so Jarek's in the prison with no name, and it's somehow my fault or something.
Whoa.
And
Wait. Mate, no one's saying that.
no, I'm saying it.
Well, I'm not. Listen. I go to put my hand on his shoulder. Take it
I
off
just put
again.
my hand on top of yours so you can't take it off.
There's this moment where I look you in the eye. And like, my eye twitches a little bit. And then I look at your hand again.
Hand.
You are not your family. All right?
But
I think you've
are I
proven
not
that.
my family? I mean, they raised me and taught me, and it is... I have the name. It's how everyone identifies me and sees me. It is what has me move through the world. The echoes of everything they do sit in between the crevices of my bark and fur, whether I want it to or not. I can say I'm not my family, but no one will believe me. And if no one believes you, then it is not true that you are not. Because who I am is not only what I think I am, it is also I have been thinking a lot this last 6 months. I tried very hard to investigate what my family has been doing because I don't understand. And you know how difficult it was in the beginning to investigate my family when everyone would just give me what I wanted and tell me what I wanted to hear, but nothing that I wanted to hear because they knew who I was. I could not give up. I have spent my life not thinking about or not realizing or not thinking, I don't know, about this concept, privilege. That all this time I had this privilege and I did not realize I had it. And then when I said I did not want it, it doesn't work that way. I cannot just not have it because they just give it to me whether or not I want it. It's like they let me out of that prison, even though I told them I did not want to be let go without my friend. And this privilege that just sits on me like a stain, stinkier than this bedbug treatment. I cannot just wash it off. I tried, All 6 months I tried. I have to hide everything, and even then I don't know if it stays forever. I don't think I get to control who I am completely, because who I am is always in conversation with everything about me. So, I don't think I get to wash myself off of this thing that has been. But so, in some ways it is also my fault. I did not know it. But I don't think that's an excuse. I benefited from, and I still do benefit from, all of the power of my family. And whatever terrible thing they are doing, working with people who destroy the Heimstree, that destroy everything we stand for, whatever they have done, I am benefiting from this as well, and so I am also implicated in this thing, whatever it is. This thing that puts Jarek, that keeps Jarek in this prison. And me outside of it, this is, every step I take is partly because I am benefiting from something so tremendously awful and I don't know what it is. So it is also my fault. I'm not innocent from these things, even if I don't know what they are. And I can't stop it from happening. At least not right now, and I need help. I need help to get this. I need to help get Jarek out of this prison. I don't know how. And I need help to find out what my family is doing so maybe I can stop it. I don't know if I can. I can't stop what happened in the past. Maybe I can stop in the future, but how can I do it if no one will help me? If no one would give me some kind of... I can't find out. I've tried very hard these last 6 months to figure it out, to not bring anyone else into this stink that is whatever is going on, but I can't do it by myself. And I need your help. And that is why I've come here. If you can stand to smell me.
You know, there's something I've learned recently. And that's that no one can do it by themselves. I mean,
I thought you were going to say no one can stand the smell of me because it's so full of rich.
I mean that too. And for the record, I believe it. You said if you weren't your family, it doesn't matter because people, they don't believe it, but, you know. And I, slap him on the back of his shoulder.
Oh, it's, this, ointment is so very pungent, it's making me tear up. It's just the eucalyptus.
There's one more thing I've got to show you.
What?
From where these curtains were revealed, I peel back one of the pieces of paper that's covered in everything, and behind it is a picture of a tree. And I just lead Oleander to the tree so they're able to read what's on there.
That's the Heimstree. This is the tree that feeds the world, we believe. It is the heart of the world. Why is it on your board?
I think you might already know.
Symbol of, it's the symbol of my family, yes?
Yeah, that's it.
That makes sense. It is, after all, why we exist. We are the protectors of the Heimstree, and that is what our entire life is dedicated to. This is why we are so important in our community. In the Golden Road Grove, we are the... people out here would say nobles. That is a concept that is more with humans, I think. We are what you would call nobles because we are the fiercest defenders of the tree that is the one that gives life to everything. And we have done such a thing for so long that we have this status, I think. What?
Were
Well, what?
defenders of the tree.
No, we are defenders of the tree.
Were.
No, we are. I am.
You are. They were.
They still are. They are there at the tree. They stay there by the tree. Grub. They're not dead. My family, they're still alive. And they may be doing something corrupt with these new industrialists, but they would never abandon their mission to protect the very heart and life of this world. That they would never do.
As Oleander is talking, I pick up that ball of string again, and I make another connection between what we're looking at, where this tree is, and the couriers that Oleander has pointed out earlier. And I'd like to take your hand, your hoof, close it round the string, and get you to follow it.
Grub, are you implying that my family would do something to harm the world tree, the Heims tree? They could not do that. And he reaches back in and he pulls out the amulet that he wears. It is his family heirloom, and it is a piece of the Heims tree, but of course you can tell that it was something that had fallen from the tree and never been cut, because you would never cut a piece of the Heims tree. You would never harm it. But it is the symbol of his oath of protection of the thing that gives life to all of the planet. We would never harm this tree. And my family may be working with people who harm the lakes and the rivers and the forests, and I don't know why, but they would never harm the life.
I reach into my pocket and pull out a stamp, a seal, and this is also made, the handle of this is made from the same material. It looks like the same material.
No,
and it's the kind of stamp that you would put on the back of an envelope or a piece of communication that stamps into a wax seal.
No.
And I turn it over so you can see what the seal is on the bottom.
No.
And I put it in your hand right next to the same symbol that you wear around your neck.
I drop it. This is obscene. This is like bleeding flesh of... This is... And he steps outside because he has to heave.
I follow him, and I collect on my way over 3 or 4 really filthy looking scraps of material. And as he heaves outside, I put my arm around him and hand him a scrap of fabric. And then I hand him another scrap of fabric. Use a different one for your eyes, mate, all right?
Oh,
Another one.
I've already... Sorry.
This right here. This is why you are not your family. I believe it.
Grub. I
Oh.
thought they were doing bad things, but this is... This is catastrophic. This could destroy the world, our environment, the ecosystem, the air that we breathe, the food that we eat, the trees, the water. Everything about our life, it can be corrupted by this. By this. This is not okay.
You're right.
Why? Why?
That part I haven't worked out. We've got a lot of work to do.
I think I wanted to rescue Jarek for redemption. But, and I do, still. But now I think Jarek being placed in that place is probably something. Maybe Jarek knows something they don't want us to know. Maybe it has to do with the Rose of the Weave. I don't know, but we might have to get him out for the safety, the goodness of the whole world, not just for himself. I don't know how. That is a place people don't even remember exists. It has no name. And Zell said, it's impossible. That he has been studying this for years, this place.
Yeah, so, about that.
And I think the camera now pans back to the murder wall or the conspiracy theory, and we see kind of the expanse that this family, their reach, connections that maybe we wouldn't even have considered or realized over a significant amount of time, but buried in there is a thread that has no color like any other. What color? Orange, would you say? Maybe?
Yeah,
And this-
orange works, yeah.
And this orange thread is plotting all of the jobs that Zell used to do. And then we're going to switch over to Zell. And where are you, Zell?
I'm where I've been from 9 to 5 every day for the past 6 months. The back room of my smithy. The candles are dark, haven't been used for a long time. I'm just sat in the dark, furiously writing, sketching, drawing something out on some blue paper. Setting it aside, pulling out another roll of paper, starting over. Grumbling and complaining under my breath as I tear that piece of paper up and throw it aside and pull out another and start over. I look tired. despite the very minimal work I'm doing in the smithery, in all honesty, despite being the owner, Marek has taken the role of that these past 6 months.
Do they know what has happened to you? Have you talked to anyone about anything?
No.
Did they ask any questions? I mean, we can all tell the difference in you. Anyone can. You're not eating, you're not sleeping, you're not working.
Rowan, I could tell Rowan wanted to talk. I've heard him walk past the door a few times, but I've also heard Marek tell him to give me space. Marek is she's been working with me the longest, so out of the two of them, definitely knows me best. No one I'd rather leave the shop to.
Do you think, this is a tricky question for you, considering the state that you're in, but do you think that they are concerned for your well-being?
I occasionally eat so they don't have to be, when I can tell that it's becoming a bit too much for them to ignore. I'll come out, have lunch with them. So yes, they are concerned, but I try to do my best to help that subside whenever I can.
Do you think you've overheard them whispering about it? Like, oh, he hasn't eaten, or what happened? Did
I
somebody
overhear
die?
Rowan.
Yeah.
Rowan is, yeah. Marek, I think. Not that Marek doesn't whisper, I think Marek just knows how good my hearing is, so probably picks better spots.
Yeah. Do you think it's fair to say they think maybe Kalbasa died? Because they haven't been back? I think it's the only assumption maybe they could make, that you would act this way.
Maybe. I don't know.
You haven't overheard them saying anything specific, just concerns.
Yeah.
Do you think the shop is suffering at all financially?
We're getting less customers. Commissions are taking longer. I'm struggling to work on anything other than my current project. So it's mostly on Rowan and Marek's hands right now, and two people can only do so much.
Interesting that you say that. What are you working on?
That's the thing. I know I need to create something, but I don't know what it is. I thought maybe it could be some armor that'd be useful. It could be helpful.
Helpful to who?
But that doesn't make sense to me. So I tried maybe a war hammer, but that didn't feel right. So I've started over, and I'm trying. I've been reading into this new artificery, seeing if I can work on something more intricate. But I'm running into a wall. I don't understand the finer mechanics of all of this. This is more than just magic and smithing. I just know I need to do something, but I don't know what it is.
You don't know?
I don't know what I could do on my own.
Have you thought about asking for help?
No.
That's a lie. You've thought about it, but it doesn't end well. In your imagination.
I end up alone So why go through the extra work if the results are the same?
But you don't know the results are going to be the same this time. That's not empirical evidence. That's not fact. They are angry with you, but do you not agree with them?
That's why I can't show my face to them until I've fixed everything.
But you can't do it alone.
I think maybe if I start working on a great sword, I've been reading into some new spells, magic types that maybe I could use to infuse into it and maybe deal some damage to the walls of the prison. I don't know what I'll do when I get beyond that. The security, the gargoyles, the like. Then maybe that could be where the armor comes into place. Maybe this is more than just one project, maybe it's two. So I pull out more blueprint paper and start sketching again.
I think there's not much more we can say right now with you. I think we understand exactly where you are. And I think the camera would show you at your desk working in the dark. Kind of a plate, probably with some half-eaten food on it, maybe a nibble or two. I think you've been eating more than you have. One last question, though. Your dragon. Where is she? What's the relationship been like the last 6 months?
Strained. There are times I go a few days without seeing her. But without fail, whenever I leave the smithy, she's sat by the door waiting for me.
Thank you. We switch scenes again. Back at Grub's cabin. You two are looking at a conspiracy wall, which isn't really a conspiracy wall so much as it is evidence.
Grub, how do we get Jarek out? Zell was always the one who was so good with blueprints and that sort of thing.
Yeah. It's all right. I wouldn't suggest this unless I was really sure that there was no one else who could do it.
I think we should talk to Cal.
Have you seen them? You said they told you I wanted to speak to you, but
I just did not actually seek Cal, but I found a little note in my pocket when I woke up from that terrible inn. It was like the day-old milk inn, I think. At least that's what I think the sign meant. It was like a wooden sign with like milk that was tipped over and had strange like dead flies. So I think maybe it was the sour milk inn. I don't always know what they mean by this with their signs, but I woke up and there was an Oleander pulls out this small note and hands it to you, and it's a little note that says, Oleander, Grub wants to speak with you. see. So I thought maybe this, so clearly you know how Cal is, they sneak places. There was just this in my pocket. I thought, I don't know how Cal knew I was at this day-old sour milk, spoiled milk, something milk, don't cry with spilled milk in.
Spilt milk.
Oh,
in.
spilt milk.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
The
you're
spilt
welcome.
milk in. You know the name of these places. They don't have words. It was just the sign, you know? Picture. The spilt milk in. I don't know how they knew I was there. I'm incognito. But they knew. So. They.
But you
I mean, no one.
haven't seen Cal.
No, not seen. But, you know, it's always hard to see Cal. For all I know, Cal could be sneaking here right now. That's how they sometimes were, you know? You're having a conversation and boom, they're there actually already and have always been there. So I never know if Cal's around or not. Sometimes I just say some words out loud in case Cal is nearby.
I think
you
they'd
do
like
that?
that.
I'm not the only one, yes? I mean, you also, maybe? Say
I mean, I
hello to
wouldn't go
Cal?
that far.
Oh,
Listen. Zell.
I have not seen Zell. Zell has not reached out, and I don't think Zell... I don't know. By the way, thank you for the very smelly ointment. It smells like home. It was very nice. Thank you.
You don't need to thank somebody who's got a lot of apologies to make to you, mate.
You have no apologies to make to me.
I was wrong. Sorry.
That's okay. If only we had communicated more between us, then it maybe would not have been so like it was.
Well,
I think.
don't you ever think that one of us does enough communication for the two?
You are very communicative. This is true.
Slap him on the back.
Ouch. Scott. Hand on shoulder. Take off. Put on. Take off. Side. High five.
Hesitantly high five.
They awkwardly high five. It's out of time and doesn't sound satisfying at all.
Do you think Zell has been thinking about us, or will say sorry?
Quite frankly, I don't care if Zell has been thinking about us.
Oh,
What I do care is about that. I gesture at your hand that's holding the sigil and the seal. There's only one way that we're gonna get in there. The cell, I mean.
you think it's Zell, yes?
Sort of. Right, hold on, I've got it here somewhere. And I go around the room, patting my hands on the wall, looking for the right colour, looking for the right thing, and I follow one of those pink ones, one of those ones I don't really know what it means. And I take a scrap of paper off the wall, and I thrust it into Oleander's hands.
Oh,
And on
okay.
It's got a very Grub drew it. There's a very crudely drawn picture of this stamp. You can probably just about make it out. And underneath it, it's got a picture of a piece of folded paper with a seal on it. And then it's got your name. And then it's got an image that you probably recognize as somewhere that probably only you would recognize, I guess. That's the place that you grew up in.
I don't know. Do you think this isn't... I can't go back to the grove without evidence. No one will believe me.
It's not that you need to go back, say. Hear me out. The only way we're getting in there is if there were to hypothetically be a person who was able to give us official authority, permit.
Of course.
To maybe.
Yes.
And you see, if I knew someone who was maybe of the right family who might be able to maybe,
of course,
give us a permit. I know what I'm asking of you. I know.
Okay, that sounds so great. To use this seal that is like the equivalent of something made of human flesh, like some terrible person did something like this.
Well, here's the thing, we can't actually use it because it's not enchanted, so I mean no disrespect, I know what it's made out of. I'm not trying to, hey.
No.
I'm not trying, just...
Yes, no, I understand. But...
And I don't know about you, but I only know one person who can do that.
Yes. But there is another hitch. It is, I think, this string right here, yes? This is that orange one? It's orange, burnt sienna, maybe.
It's orange, mate.
Okay. I like it a little bit fancier, but it makes it... This one is also a courier. This one, with a pass, with a seal that has been enchanted, you still need a courier that would be accepted. And I don't know how to say this, but it looks like, following that orange thread, the person who is most likely to have been in connection, to have been seen in confidence, would not be me, but would be Zell. In confidence with them, I mean, it seems he has been working with them and I have not. So if I show up to say, hey, I would like to get back into this prison, I don't know if they would accept it from me, but I bet they would accept it from the person who has been working with them all this time, in some way.
But...
if we can trust him.
Well... it sounds like we need him either way. I thought that with the tree being what it is and your family being what they are, I mean, no disrespect, mate. I thought it was only, how can I say this? You lot that could use one of them.
Well, yes, to make the stamp, but when it comes to... When I was arrested and they were going to let me go, I made a sort of a big stink about everything. I was being quite loud and very vocal about not wanting to leave, and I made many... I was a little insulting to the warden and also said many things about their heritage. I was somewhat memorable, shall we say. And I was not very kind to them. My customer service voice was not happening. I was bad customer. And I do not think they would believe that now I'm like, okay, now I'm here with you. I did not understand when they said, just do what you're supposed to do, that I did not get what they meant. I think they got it, did not. Anyway, the point is that I can make this stamp. I can make the seal. I can seal it with my blood. If it is enchanted, but I think the guards will not believe that I am so ready to come back. I think I make the seal, I make the papers, but I think that Zell may need to be the one to speak with the warden after what I said about the warden's father. I said some things about the warden's father and also his pants, not his father's pants, the warden's pants, and also the terrible nature of his facial hair, and also I said many things.
As Oleander is describing this, I look at his pants and his facial hair.
He was messy. He smelled like city. I said many things.
Maybe he had
was
bed
trying
bugs.
to get him.
I'm joking.
Oh. I mean, ha. It's funny. I thought I was considered.
Well, I guess we know where this journey starts, eh?
We have to find Zell.
Pretty sure I know where he'll be.
Meanwhile,
Yes.
back with Zell. Still working, I see.
Yes, I took some time to read through the books on artificery. I'm only in the beginning steps, so I'm making it really simple things like small catapults and seeing if I can scale that up maybe. The thing I'm bumping into is that I don't know how I can actually build that close enough to the prison without getting caught beforehand. Just the wood alone would take weeks to months to get them sent over, and then more than that to actually have them cut down and carved into the right shapes and pieces we need for that. And then transport is going to cost so much, even if I do call for favors. And then if I call for favors, that's going to make it very clear what I'm attempting to do, and I can't do that. I'm trying to keep as much of my tracks hidden as possible. Nothing I want to do is attract attention to the smithy. We're in America, good people. I don't want them to get pulled into this mess. So I'm at a wall again.
I could think of some who might, help you, or at least keep it quiet. You're not going to like the answer.
They're not going to say yes.
They might. Don't you think they want him free just as much as you do? I mean, arguably, if not more. I mean, you have this whole redemption thing going on, so one could argue that there's a little bit of selfishness involved. Not that I'm saying that you're selfish. I'm saying you think that.
I've laid out the plans of that prison, what I could get my hands on, for years. There's no way we can get in there and come out alive. And if anyone's, I don't want to put them in danger. I think I'm less scared that they'll say no. I'm more scared that they'll say yes.
So you need a plan before you ask them.
Yeah. Yes.
But what if they have thoughts or ideas that you don't have? What if the plan would be better done with them than without them? You said it yourself, it's too much for two people alone. Well, you're just one.
I wouldn't know where to start. How to reach
You knock.
out. I look down at the piece of paper on my desk, the half-finished blueprint. Look around at the torn pieces of paper and screwed up ones around me of plans that just didn't work or make sense, or I'm just not skilled enough to accomplish. I look down at the plate of the half-eaten food. And I'll take the plate and I'll walk out.
You think Miranda would, do you think she would let you know that there were guests coming? Or that you had unexpected visitors? Or do you think she would know you would turn them away or try to hide, or...
I think I don't deserve Miranda. Whenever people have come to ask of me or check on me, she's always tried to get my attention. I've always ignored it, and it doesn't seem to stop her from doing it again. I think she's always checking just in case. So I think as I'm walking towards the door of the back room, I think I hear Miranda kind of butting her head against the door, as she's done whenever people have come to answer me in particular. And this time I do open the door. Oh, hello.
I just stand and look at you. I thought I could do this, and oh, I'm sorry, I turn around and pause.
I think you would see your dragon never interfering with you or your decisions, ever. But I think in this moment, your dragon knows you need support and is perched on somewhere exactly where you could see them when you turned around to leave. Perhaps they even give you a slight nod and a gruff huff sound that you can't hear, but you know exactly what it sounds like, so you can hear it.
I just nod. Okay. And I turn back around again and I put my finger out as if I'm about to wag my finger. Listen, none of this means I've forgiven you, all right? None of this means... None of this means that what you did was all right. We're just here because, well, quite frankly, no one else who can do it. Don't let it get to your head, all right?
Could we do this inside?
Yeah. Don't mind the mess. And I'll push the door open.
I mean, I have seen worse. There are bed bugs.
It's tidier than mine, that's for sure. Don't let it get to your head. Are we alone in here, or?
Yeah, this is my personal workspace. Marek and Rowan are busy with the shop, so.
Is Cal here?
No.
I look at Oleander. We should try it. Just in case, like you said.
Yeah. I do have, pulls out this little bag. I do have the, roasted chestnuts. Place them on the little table, like near a cabinet, just in case. That's Cal-sized. In case you are here.
And I take out of an inside pocket in my shirt, I take out this tiny little bunched up, and it looks like the back of a knapsack, the kind that you'd have on the end of a stick over your shoulder. That's what it looks like, but without the stick. And it's wrapped up in what is clearly one of Grub's old shirts. It's a bit like worn, threadbare, and it's tied up with one of the same pieces of string that's all over Grub's cabin. And I just put that right next to what Oleander has dropped.
I watch them as they do this, and I think I turn away because obviously to them these are kind gestures, but to me this is, I think, evidence that Cal has been visiting them, but not me.
Don't look in them. They're not for you.
I know. So they haven't been here for a while now. So how can I help you?
Let's get to it. I'd like to pull out, imagine the size of like a blueprint, a roll of blueprint, and I clear Zal's table with one sweep and dump my blueprints down. I pick something up on the floor, some kind of piece of metal to weigh down one side, and then something else I pick up on the other side to weigh down the other side, and I smooth out the corner.
So, there are connections to be made. A lot of this seems to be centered in Keku, the Forge Lands. This realm of stone and steel. That, of course, is where Raylon Dusk makes his empire.
Wait, what? What is this? What are you working on?
Getting Jarek out.
Stopping the destruction of the world also.
And that.
To be very clear, you unroll a map of the world or the prison, or I'm assuming you've brought a bunch of things with you, but I'm wondering what you're showing him first.
So it's a bunch of things, like a whole load of papers that are all rolled into one, so they're on top of each other at the minute. And the top part is the image that Oleander first saw on my wall that is of some kind of cell, some kind of holding. There's also a partial floor plan, but it's incomplete. There is a like 90 degree corner, and there is what appears to be some kind of door or some kind of window on the opposite side to this right angle, and then there's a square on what I assume is the floor. Maybe it's sort of not really decipherable. Makes sense to Grub. Probably isn't entirely clear. And there's something on the square that's on the floor that could be a coin. It could maybe be a handle. It could be a bag. It could be a plate. It could be a whole bunch of things. But it's kind of a circular something. And then the walls just disappear. There's no other side of it. It's the kind of thing that you might see if you were looking at a movie set from a bird's eye view, where you can only see part of the room.
Now, feel free to step in, but I'm very curious as to how you have this partial blueprint, because my instinct is that it's from stories people have told about supposedly being there, even though most of the rumors are that anyone who goes in there never comes out. The place is not necessarily unnamed, but people are afraid to name it. I'm sure it has a name. If anyone knows it, it's probably the warden, the people who are sentenced there. But in terms of how you would actually manage to get a blueprint, I'm assuming this is based off of that, or potentially, do you think you would have reached out to Ash at all?
So it's based on a story I heard down the pub.
Yep, I figured. That's what I felt, that in the way that just your character is. So, okay.
It's not common for me to go and meet people, be social, but sometimes needs must. And there's a rumor going around that there's a certain group of people at work in a specific place that you don't really talk about. And every now and then, they have a little bit of time off. And they go and get a little out of sorts, shall we say.
Yeah.
And I caught wind of this. So I went and got a little out of sorts with them, if you see what I mean.
Yeah, of course. I imagine it went something like you were there or nearby and maybe somebody mentioned where they worked and someone didn't believe them, and perhaps you pushed them. No, that can't be right. Nobody actually is allowed to talk about it, even if you did work there. I don't believe you. And you just let the ego draw it out.
I didn't even have to ask him, actually.
Really?
Sometimes the story is so big, people can't bear to keep the secret if they're involved.
Kind of like this one.
Like this one.
Oh.
But I don't know if it's real. Not really. It's just a rumor of those guys down the pub. Could have been anyone.
And I imagine part
Grub.
of this was said out loud as you're like, I don't know if this is real, but this is what we're looking at.
And I don't want to say it came to me in a dream, because it didn't come to me in a dream, but ever since I got a little out of sorts, I haven't dreamt about anything else.
And Oleander picks up a piece of charcoal to write and starts adding to the map. This part is not exactly right, and I don't know the whole place, but I was held there briefly. and I can add this. And he starts giving like from where he was to the outtake, right? Just at the little bit where he was held. He was not held in the deepest, darkest parts because he was still in sort of holding.
That's right.
But he sort of starts sketching in because he'd never gotten to the deep part, right? But he was at the interview parts, let's call it, the intake and interview parts of the prison, and he starts sketching the parts on the upper floor where he was at, and the way to the front where they kicked him out. And there are parts, of course, there's just so much he doesn't know at all, but he's able to add the parts that he walked through because he remembers all of that. And he sort of sketches and he adds to your blueprint, and he goes, and then he adds like a note where the warden's office was because he was brought there once he realized who he was. The warden's office and out, and he starts making notes about like how many people he saw, who he saw. But there's this, it's very clear that because of his privilege, he didn't get to see the really terrible parts or the worst parts or any of that, right? Just that kind of more of the, he was initially put in a not great place, the initial part, but then very quickly he was moved somewhere else. And he got to see the parts that maybe you would see on a tour. You know, if you were going to take a visiting person on a tour of this place, that upper floor that looks nicer, that doesn't look so terrible,
You weren't
where there might
even
be
in
something.
a holding area. You were in an interview room. Like, there's no way
I was in
you
it.
were.
Yeah. Very quickly, I was just, and I never understood it. But so I start sketching out a part of that sort of top floor, and by top floor, I'm imagining that there is a walkway, right, over a chasm that will take you to this prison, and the prison is probably built down below.
Yes, I
so the
agree.
top floor is like the ground floor, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
but you have to like cross. It's not a moat because it's just like emptiness. You're not gonna be able to like.
Skyscraper in reverse.
Yes, it's a skyscraper in reverse, and like there's a walkway bridge, right, that will take you into the top of the skyscraper in reverse. Where it's all, I imagine, like there's no way you're going to sneak up on this place because, right, there's one bridge that will take you there, unless you can fly, I guess. But even then, how do you get down below deep into this place? And so he sketches the bridge, walkway, the gate, just some of the top parts that he saw, and he adds that to Grub's map, and sort of like. It's a little gesture, but there are these little moments where he sort of like just reinforces some of Grub's lines to sort of show all the parts that Grub had gotten correct in Grub's sort of like reinforcing Grub's work, right? And all those things that were correct. And just like sort of adds to this upper part. That is what I remember, and I have no idea how many people are there, but there were, and sort of notes, and then like on the outside notes these gargoyles, and sort of like sketches little gargoyles that would be on the outside of the wall by the bridge and the gate. There were these gargoyles up there, here, on the outside, always watching. Yes, they look like stone dragons, but and then sort of just adds onto it. That's, but what you had was very good, actually.
This is good, mate. This is really good. You're you're doing us proud, all right? It's in the right color and everything.
I try to remember.
I'd like to reach into my pocket to hand Sel a very small, tiny little piece of chalk. And then I snatch it back before he takes it, put it back in my pocket and pull a pink one out and give it to him. Your turn.
Zell takes the chalk. They've been watching you, first staring at this incomplete map and watching Oleander fill it out. It's in absolute silence. I think they look so tired, it's hard to see there is any emotion in their eyes, but I think they feel a dread in the pit of their stomach as they see what these two are trying to sketch out. And as Grub hands the stick of chalk, I take it and I wordlessly look down at it in my hand, and then without a word, I walk over to my desk behind us and pull open one of the drawers and pull out a piece of rolled up blueprint paper and roll it out, as you see the first 2 floors of this prison sketched out before the walls fade into an unknown, because they couldn't go past that. They couldn't figure out past that. These gargoyles, you just need to worry about them seeing you. They don't do anything to actually attack. They see you, they alert the others down there. Because if you're going to break in, they're just going to make sure you don't get out. Why stop you? Second floor. Most of these are stone or metallic constructs. They don't need sight, so hiding isn't very useful. If you're touching the ground, you're more or less seen. Touching any surface, really, they feel the vibrations through it. You might think flight is useful in that case, but they also have, I'm not entirely sure what they're called, but they're like mites, very small things, creatures. They could be constructs themselves. I don't know.
Not
but
again.
they're as small as a grain of sand.
I look at Oleander.
This that you have drawn, Oleander leans down and sniffs it. This little sort of like a, stag nose. This is not new. This has not been done within the last 6 months. This is old. The charcoal is old.
How old can you tell? Not you.
It is not.
That's
at
itself.
least a
Not
year.
you. And I wait for Oleander's.
At least a year by smell.
Could
How
it be any
long
older?
have you been working on this? Could be. It's hard to tell. It is easier to tell when it is fresh. Once it gets a certain level of age, it's hard to tell the difference. It's either very fresh or very, very old. But I would say at least 1 year. After that, it's hard to tell how long.
All right. Now you go. I point at Sal. How old is it?
Started working on this when Jarek got arrested. I spent a while on it and only could get down to the 2nd level when it came to intel. After that, either it kept changing depending on who I spoke to, or it just became impossible to know anything about. The only consistency was that everyone, no matter who I spoke to, no matter what contact or favor I asked for, I just got the same response, that it's just certain death. Beyond that,
Hey, look. And Oleander sort of pushes that one aside to get to the world map. The map of Akathoth. Akioth. Look, here. We're currently here
I'm gonna put it up
in
as well. Chat,
Batesian.
don't worry.
Up here in the northeast. This is where we are, and somewhere in here is where the prison with no name is. But if you look all the way to the east, this is where Keiko is. Whatever this is, the reach of this conspiracy goes across all of the continents, from as far west to as far east. There are couriers happening from as far north as we are to the Grove, where I am from, more south. This is more than just something small and local. This is very large. And if they are still keeping Jarek, there is a reason. If they wanted my family to have the Rose of the Weave, there is a reason. If my family is getting messages or sending packages all the way to Keiko from here, the place of stone and steel, there is a reason. Prisons hold people, but they also hold secrets. And we must learn those secrets. We have come here because you can help. We have a seal. And Oleander pulls the seal out and he holds it at the base part, not the part where the wood is, because he doesn't want to touch that. This seal is can have power, but the enchantment is broken, and he places it on the table. And you can probably fix this. You can probably carry papers that I could seal with my bloodline. All of these make sense. You couriering back and forth, doing jobs for my family to take things from the far west to the far east. I don't even know where you fly. I did not tell Grub this, but there is another reason why I'm here at this moment. Prisons hold secrets. But people also hold secrets. And you, who I thought of as a brother because we grew up together after you were brought in as a refugee into the Golden Root Grove. For years you have been doing something with my family, and you have had that secret from me. And this tells me you know other secrets. There are so many lines and strings and threads that we, Grub and I, could only guess at, but you have walked those threads. You have taken those packages for my family to this Relon Dusk and to the Deep Mining Guild and to all of these places. So I would like to ask you now, this map is good, but the secrets you hold in your heart I think might be better for us to know.
Do you plan on breaking into this prison?
Yes.
I think breaking in is a bit outrageous. I think more like using your job for our advantage. Get papers, maybe a transfer paper. Make it... I activate the seal after you have enchanted it, and then you do your courier work as you have done so often. Maybe you can go in with the proper paperwork, and it's not so much break-in as in walk-in with authorization. Maybe this will work, something like this. You do the talking. We could be security in some way for you, guards or something. Deception. Rather than brute force, maybe we talk our way in. Use your closeness with my family and that part of whatever this is. Unless there's something you can tell us about your relationship with my family that and what you have been doing that might give us more information. It seems you have a lot more information than you have shared.
As Oleander, as his voice becomes louder, I just very quietly put my arm in front of him, give him a look that says, "It's not worth it, mate."
I'll point to these. They're very faint, but in the blueprints of the part of the first floor and the second, there are very faint lines sketched along the floor plan. And on the outer side of the image, there's almost like annotation, labeling what this is. And at a point to that, you see written, just in scrawled chalk, truthful ? And I'll point to the sketched lines around the doorway of the ground floor and along the floor of the second. A lot of money and power and magic has been put into building this prison. If it was just a typical town jail, that could potentially work, but you cannot lie here.
Then we tell a half-truth.
If it was that easy, people would be walking out of that prison every day.
You say your name, and you say you worked. You haven't done carrying in
Grub, they
a
don't.
long time, and you're back.
They ask you questions.
Like what?
They're very specific about this. Depends on why you're saying you're here.
You seem to not know a lot about this, Zell. Exactly how do you know so much about this and what they ask? I know because I was in there before they let me go. How do you know so much?
You can learn a lot when you have the skills that people want. I gave him favors for information.
I was gonna say, I think unconsciously we see, well, I'm imagining that you've shifted in your body weight just a little bit, whether you were aware of it or not. And maybe the two of you both, your eyes maybe dart behind him to potentially a sliding closet door. He may or may not have a Charlie wall of his own back there. But you can't see it because it's closed right now. But
Zell, there was a deal made that I would be caught and captured and then let go. And you knew of this deal. Have you spoken to the warden yourself before this thing went down? How much? And you can tell Grub, also Zell can, because you have known them, both of you have known Oleander for a long time, that his sort of breezy countenance, there is an anger that he is keeping down as best he can. And when he sort of hitches to the side, it's because that direction might get him a little bit too angry. I do not think all of your information came from research after the fact, since it is clear there was something before the fact that happened. I believe that you have more knowledge through your work with my family than you are divulging here, and it is now this time that you should do so unless you are still working for them.
I am not.
Are you still working? Are you?
No.
Do they know this?
Yes.
How?
After Jarek got caught. And I look over at the door. My Miranda. She gave me an ultimatum. She hated that I did that. That my line of work involved putting so many people that were meant to care for in danger. So either I cut ties or she leaves. Well, she welcomed you in,
So you did not even leave my family's employ from your own will, but because your dragon gave you an ultimatum. If Miranda had not, would you have stayed doing this work for my family the entire time? Did you have no regrets? Brother?
I had been certain. I thought if I just kept working for them, I could ask them to let Jarek go, but they needed one more job. And then after that job, they needed one more. And then after that, they needed one more. And I was deluded and thought eventually I would have done enough to be able to call in a favor of my own.
She should have left.
You should have told us. You should have been honest with us.
I'm slowly rolling up the stack of blueprints, the stack of papers.
You can't.
Magic can counter
break.
magic. Zell. We want you to enchant the seal. And we want you to do your courier work again.
I think we've already said too much.
As I look down at this stamp in my hand, so I'm avoiding eye contact in any way I can, hearing the ruffling of paper as Grub rolls up the map. And as Oleander says, we need you to do courier work again. You can't get into that prison. But a cart is much easier to break into than a prison.
A what?
A cart, a wagon. That's easy. There's only so many enchantments you can put on a wagon, or the animal burden that you attach to it. That's easy to get into and get out of.
And how?
So,
How exactly does that help us? He's not in a wagon.
yes, but what if he was?
Well, with all due All due disrespect, he's not.
There's some people that owe me favors. I'll yes, and I'll hold the stamp up. I can enchant this, but I no matter what I do, no matter what you write, there's no way we're going to get into that prison. But what if we get Jarek out, and then we get him? We make so they have to transfer the prisoners.
Zell, why are you not giving me a reason to trust you anymore? Why are you not fighting for this? Why are you not fighting to come back? All this time we have been here, you have not said you are sorry. You have not volunteered that you stopped working for my family. I had to drag it out of you. You have not told me what they told you, what stories they told. You've not shared anything that would make us believe that you were sorry or that you regretted it. I have a hard time believing the man I grew up with could not care like this. You have in your hand a stamp that is made from the carcass of the Heims tree. You have... Why are you not fighting? I don't understand why. You are not trying.
Because I'm going to be honest, being honest with you, probably they didn't tell me stories. I didn't ask questions. They paid me. And I did the job. I didn't even know about the tree until recently.
How recent?
It's been about 4 months.
But you knew something.
I knew that what they were asking me to carry, to transport. They told me not to open any packages, so I didn't.
For money.
Without looking in it.
For money. I could be the poorest person in this world and never do something like that for something as common as money.
What did you need the money for? I'm looking for a reason to understand what you did. Did you owe someone something? Is there some debt that you have to repay? Is there something? Do you have someone you love who is prisoner and you must raise the money to free them? Is there something? Can you please give me something for some reason for this to be the case?
I am a deserter of a war. When it ended, I had nothing. Your family took me in, but I couldn't. I didn't want to just stay there. I needed a life of my own. And as much as we hate it, money is necessary for that. I had no other skills. Your parents made me an offer. And no one was meant to get hurt, so I took it.
This shop, is this all from money my parents gave you?
Yes.
I don't think I want to be here anymore.
Zell, are
Al?
you going to help us? Are you going to help us?
Yes. But, and I mean this with so much respect and regret, we cannot break in. So we need to get them transferred out.
You have always been the brains of this operation, but I don't know if you get that role anymore. We will take your thoughts into advisement, but I think all of us need to look at all of the details and decide which is the way to go in, rather than just trusting your assessment because it seems as if your judgment is somewhat faulty.
Well said, mate. Cal?
When we come back, I want to know every place you went for my family. Everyone you saw. You may not have looked into the packages, but every connection you made will tell us something. You know more than you think you do. You have more information and more value than you might be even willing to admit to yourself. Do not let anything go. Think on everything and then tell us. You cannot be forgiven if you do not ask for forgiveness. If you do not apologize, I cannot forgive you. Grub?
I don't know if I'm there yet. I don't know if I'll ever be there. Cal? You're invited, mate. Think we need you. So just, get your weird little ass over to mine, all right? Could be our clubhouse. Clubhouse.
Hideout. I would like to see you there. It's good to have someone you can trust at your back.
And we can't very well have you getting bed bugs again, can we?
No.
So maybe you just stay with me for a bit. I'll find your place. It's not really can't say I've ever had a visitor, but
I'm a good house guest.
we'll figure it out.
You will.
And you? Sel?
I'll start
you're
working
ready.
on this.
We'll see you when you're ready. Let's go, Ol.
Yeah. Right. I hope when next I see Miranda, she will be the same size as the last time I saw her, and not smaller. Don't let your dragon become too small. And Oleander puts his hand on Grub's shoulder and turns to walk out. First, before Grub does. With a little extra quickness, right? As if you have to leave before you lose nerve.
I follow. And I close the door behind me.
And we stay with Sel. You can hear the sound of them leaving. You maybe even hear the sound of a whistle from Grub for the dragons as they come in. You hear them take off, you hear them leave. You hear the wings fade into the distance, and you are left with nothing but the rain and yourself and your thoughts.
I look over my shoulder. The sliding door of that closet. Shit. I'll start writing out on a fresh piece of blueprint paper the enchantment that I'll need to do on this stamp.
I feel like you... Why didn't you show them?
Because what good would that do? It didn't go anywhere.
I think they just want to see how you feel.
How I feel won't change what happens. I need to fix what happened.
But don't you think it can change what hasn't happened yet? If you say nothing, if you don't show them what's behind that sliding door, if you don't show them that you've already charted every single job you've ever done and every person you've ever talked to, they won't know that you cared enough to do that. You hear Oleander when he said he wants to know that you're sorry, and I know that that's hard for you to say. I know you don't think you deserve their forgiveness or anyone's forgiveness. But if they just saw how much you do care, you know, I know that you only took in the pain of that conversation, but there was something beautiful said. I don't know if I'm there yet. Yet. There's still a chance.
I need to give them results first. Eric, we're going to be closing the shop early. I think I need a smithy to myself. You and Rowan take the day off.
I imagine we see that you continue working the night through. No lamps, no food, no rest. Do you want to share exactly what you're working on, or do you want to wait?
I think I want to wait.
All right. I think maybe, and correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe for just a second, I don't think you actually look, but I think there is a moment where you either hesitate and your eyes move to the side. You're not actually looking behind you, but if you did look, you would see some gifts are missing.
Miranda, I need you.
How small is she now?
Six months ago, she was large. The size of a horse, even larger. I think I described her the size of a Clydesdale horse, very large. She's about half that size now. She used to struggle to get through the doorway. Now, she walks around the shop fairly easily.
I imagine a lot of this dialogue you've been having with me is dialogue you've been having with your dragon.
He's a good listener. You're a really good listener.
I think she will sit on your lap while you work. Maybe reach up and nudge the plate closer to you. And if you don't eat, maybe she even hits your arm with her forehead until you start messing up enough to eat something.
Okay, in fact, in a 5-minute break, I'll eat. I'm going to need some of your fire for this. I can't replicate the magic of the tree exactly, but I can get close.
She normally would feel your desire and move over and light the fire, but today she sits at the plate and waits until you eat first.
I just eat half of it. Is that enough? Would that be okay? I'll eat the other half after.
It is enough for today. You have given more than enough today.
I think in the dark now. Beforehand, it was just his back room, but I think the entirety of the smithy, just the flames of the forge light it. I sit quietly and eat.
I think we will move and switch scenes again. The ride is quiet, I imagine. Emotions are pretty high and tense. I think the both of you know intrinsically that your dragons met with Miranda, saw her, and are upset at her decrease in size. Your bonds with your dragons are so strong that hiding emotions or feelings is very difficult both ways. So even though they're not pushing this onto you, you can feel their concern for the situation. You can feel their concern for Miranda, and you can feel Miranda's concern for Zell and how he's not taking care of himself. You probably don't get details through feeling, but just that she is worried and concerned for him. And it's raining, and I don't think either of you shields yourselves from the rain. I think Oleander normally would, but this time he doesn't. So you arrive back at Grub's place in the forest, completely drenched.
Jiggle off my fur, the wet from my fur. / bark, it's a bit of a mix. Grub.
Yeah.
Do you mind sitting on this porch before going inside a bit? With me?
Sure. I just got a bit of a headache, mate. You see, her song when she's like this, it's I feel it, you know. Anyway, what did you wanna talk about?
Zell is probably right that we cannot break in. He knows these things. And there are two options. Either we can, and he is telling us we cannot because he does not want us to, for whatever reason, or we cannot, and we must find this other way. Maybe forcing a transfer or something. And I don't know which one is true. Because he's not trying to let me know which one is true. But I think most at this moment I want to say something to you. We have spoken about Zell very much, and this is a wound that is very deep for me, but I want to say that before Jarek was arrested, before we both and before all of that went down, you and I had worked together for years. And I remember the times when you said to me, you are too reckless. You're too reckless in combat. You rush about, you're not staying. You telegraph what you're about to do. And I remember I was telegraphing everything. It was too flashy. And you gave me very good counsel and lessons. And I remember you had me practice over and over, giving me very few words of encouragement or discouragement, actually, just telling me to do it more than once, saying, too obvious, too flashy. And I always appreciated how you taught me to be more grounded. And the times when I would sit before a mission quiet and you would be preparing your weapon and your armor, polishing and sharpening, just in the quiet. And there was always something very comforting, knowing you were always there, knowing you would always do the right thing, that if there was someone who needed to be rescued or a mining concern that needed to have a bit of sabotage, you would always be there for me. And then I did not have you for 2 years. And that made me very sad. And I missed you very much. And so I guess I just wanted to say how much I missed you. And I want to say thank you for letting me come back here again and sitting with me in the rain, because your presence has always been a comfort to me, and I have missed having it in my life. Thank you for believing me. Did I offend you? I'm so sorry if I did. I didn't mean to if I did.
No, no, man, it's no offense. It was a, cold couple of years.
Yeah.
Your right
But,
foot still gives you away, by the way.
Really?
We'll work on it.
Oh, I thought I was doing better.
Oh, you are.
Oh. So I was doing very bad before, is what you were saying.
Oh, that's... Come on, let's set you up a bed.
Okay. Hey, Grub.
Yeah?
Thank you, I guess, is all. For, seeing me. Most people don't. And I have to tell you something. I think I can only tell you at this moment. It's about Amatista. And you know, I love them very much. But when the heist tree is injured, it lets out a song of pain so loud that anyone could hear it, especially all of the defenders of the tree, so they may rally and come back. And I have not heard my tree being injured, and I think Amatista must have kept the song from me.
Or someone's kept the tree from
to think that he's been crying.
Hey, it's all right. I mean, it's not all right. And that's all right.
When the time comes, will you help me?
Of course.
Okay.
I see ya.
Thank you. Okay. Please know I do not snore, but I do sometimes make little clicking noises with me hops on ground that like your house is like wooden, and so there might be clicking sounds and when I dream I sometimes like do little running gestures, and then my hooves, if I'm outside it doesn't make a big sound, but in a place that like wood, that you might hear a little bit of clicking.
I'm sure I won't hear anything. I'm a very deep sleeper.
Okay.
I heard once that I might be a bit of a snorer, so
Oh.
maybe cover
nice.
cover those ears up, or you know.
I bet it will be a comfort.
I mean, if you can't
Can I
snore
take-
in your own house, where can you?
And Oleander just comes in and kind of like does a little like headbutt against your shoulder, just a little headbutt in that way that animals do. And sort of like goes to the corner where the bed will be made.
I dig out some blankets, and I dig out something. There's my house is quite cozy, actually. Despite all of the chaos on the walls right now, and there becomes more chaos on the walls because as I go to find blankets, I realize there's not really many around, and few too many of them are on the walls, so I'm slowly
I have
pulling a
fur,
couple
so-
off the walls.
No, it's okay. I have fur.
To get themselves killed. I really think this could work. But even if it does, I know Grub. I know Oleander. Going to need help. So not for me, but Ash, please help them.
Wow, I am floored. That was incredible. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Please go follow these incredible role players. Took my breath away. I know took your breath away. That was amazing. Thank you to Crossed Paths Press for sponsoring these upcoming 3 episodes, today included. And also for those of you that missed it or were just enamored by their performances like I was, but haven't seen anything else, boy, do I have good news for you. There is a 4.5 hour, maybe even 5 hour one shot that we did that started this whole adventure. which you can find over on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/tablestory. For those listening, it is available in podcast format as well. If you want to listen on your commute, well, maybe not on your commute because you might cry, but either way, we have what you need. Thank you so much for hanging out. We'll be back next Wednesday at 4 o'clock for episode 2. Yes, Dabiru in chat is correct. It provides more context, but as you noticed today, you don't necessarily need it. This was standalone. This was incredible. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to go raid over into Fist of the Walrus, a great table story friend and another great role player. Once again, thank you all for hanging out, and we'll see you next Wednesday, 4 p.m. Eastern, for episode 2.